Hey everybody, welcome back to another 2007 Ford Ranger Sport video. This week, let's add some side steps. Stay tuned. Well, I've had these sitting around for about a month, just waiting for the right time to put them on. The temperature is nice right now. I've got probably about an hour of light left, so we'll start on this. I think tomorrow it's supposed to be very warm, so not sure how far we'll get, but I figured at least we can open the box and get started. So these are just plain side steps. I'll unwrap it. They're black, and there's the hardware. And then, nope, don't know what I did with the instructions. I guess we'll have to find it. So get the passenger side out and we'll see what we have to do. Here I've got the instructions, and they're pretty stupid. Not surprised though, I guess. Anyway, I think I've got it figured out. A couple of brackets I need to install first. This is not going to be like a how-to video by any means, because any set that you buy is going to be different. I think these are like DNA motoring or something like that. I forget where I bought them. I think Amazon. Yeah, it was on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. Anyway, I think I'll go ahead and get some tools out and get this passenger side started. I should mention, of course, this came with some damage on it. Typical for large shipped items like this. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to, I guess, touch that up. Hopefully it won't look too bad, but it's not worth trying to send these things back. Here under the truck, passenger side. Installing this bracket was easy enough. I guess there's like a metal bar that you stick up into the hole, and it allows you to go ahead and install these bolts. This being the drop bracket for the front part. So I'm going to tighten this up and then install the rear one. Pretty simple. And I'm here at the rear. These instructions literally make no sense. The pictures don't even remotely match what I have to work with here. There's a hole here, which somehow this bracketry needs to mount up there, but I can't figure out the right way to do it, so I guess I'll have to keep trying. All right, it's the next day, and I've taken this thing apart a couple times. Got it, the rest of it's all put together, but this thing is such a piece of crap. The instructions are literally useless. I think I've got it figured out. I think this is how the bracket is supposed to go on this. So there's only one attachment point right here for the back, and then this flat back bracket goes on the front, with this on the back, with the kind of the folds pointing back. But the issue is that when this is installed, the back hangs down too low. So what I need to do is I can raise it up, but I need to drill a new hole above this one, which is not a big deal, but I shouldn't have to be doing that in order to make this thing fit. But I think once I do that, it'll be fine. So I just ended up switching the brackets around and some of the hardware. You can install this exactly backwards and it works, but it doesn't look as good. So I'm gonna do the other side, then I'll mark and drill some holes and finally get this thing done. I had to work kind of fast because it's getting dark, but I got the new hole drilled up top and it's actually nice and straight now, so no complaints. I do believe that bracket goes on the front, and I'll probably do that after I get the other side done. Okay, after a couple of long evenings, the weather has been so insanely hot here in the San Diego area. It's been like over 110. finally got this done. And this truck is not lifted, and I don't need, nor would anyone really need, step bars on a, not lifted truck. But this truck is, my wife uses this truck to take my mother-in-law around for her big shopping, like Home Depot and Costco and places like that. So it was suggested that we get some step bars to make her ingress and egress a little bit easier. So that's fine, not a problem. But anyway, these are the DNA motoring side steps. And these right here are for the Super Cab. And so it has rear and front, I guess, step pads, you call them. When all's said and done, I guess they're decently sturdy. The instructions were absolutely awful. The worst I've ever encountered for any product. And I can usually, figure out instructions pretty easily, but these were truly terrible. So I can't say that I recommend the product for that reason, but I'll definitely go over how to install these, just in case you decide to move forward with purchasing them from Amazon. But again, can't say that I recommend them. But anyway, so here's the passenger side. Let's take a look at the other side. Here on the driver's side, I still have my blanket out because I just finished the install. They look okay. They don't hang down excessively far, which I do like. These actually really don't hang down any further than the frame rails underneath the truck. So as far as installation, again, you are not going to be able to rely on the instructions, and I couldn't find anything online of how to install this particular name brand of side steps on this Ranger. So I'll go over which brackets go where, because it is very difficult to figure out on your own. Let's take a look underneath. Okay, this is under the driver's side front. You have this this one kind of large, I don't know, almost box looking thing that's just pretty self-explanatory. And then these kind of gussets, they go on the front. I would thought they went on the rear because there's less structure, but they do go on the front. So these holes were already there, and this hole was already there. So let's move on to the rear. Here at the driver's side rear, there are two brackets that comprise this installation. There's a long bracket right there, which kind of only goes in one way. This hole right here, let me see if I can find it, that one right there, that's already in the truck. This drop down bracket goes this way with kind of the bracing part going towards the inside of the truck. Let's see if I can show you any better there. Let's take a look at the rear mounting point, which is right there. And I'll probably shoot some black paint over that. And the passenger side is pretty much exactly the opposite. So a couple of these brackets you are able to install backwards. They still work, but just, they look better going one way versus the other. And I did take this apart probably 3 times, just trying to get the best fitment, again, because the instructions are so awful. And as you would have seen in a previous clip, I did have to drill a new hole for this mounting position. Otherwise, the rear of it sat way too low. So all in all, I'm happy with the way they look. Maybe not necessarily this brand, but that's your choice if you decide to. And they were not the cheapest out there. There were some cheaper options. But anyway, that'll do it for this install. Just a sneak peek of what I got going on next week. Stay tuned when I turn this kind of raggedy thing into a decent looking trailer hitch. So for now, that'll do it. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop a comment down below. And until next time, we'll catch you on the flip side.